Here we have Tamarac, my 16-hand 5-year-old mare, and she has come out today for the second day in a row, getting back into the swing of working after having almost 2 weeks off while I was in Aiken, and then I came home and did a clinic, and then it was just busy. So anyway, today is day 2 for her, and yesterday she had a little bit of a just sort of the ride I expected. She was excitable, she wasn't focused, the weather didn't help, the horses calling in the barn didn't help, so we didn't have the greatest ride ever yesterday, but I totally expected that, and I thought that that was within the realm of normal for where she's at and the type of sort of sporty athletic horse that she is. So I did expect her to come out a lot better today, and she did. Actually, I'm really happy with her. She did some really nice work today. She popped around over some of my poles and things just to check in with her on that and see where we are, and she was happy to do all that. She clearly remembers it. She feels good about it. So I was thrilled with her today. So we started to the left because that's her easier direction. She's funny because she prefers going to the left, but I actually think that she goes better to the right. So while she prefers the left, her better direction is the right. And that might just be she probably just prefers the left because she's mostly been ridden to the left, and she's just still trying to work out in her brain this whole notion of turning and steering to the right. But I always let her go her easier way first because I want to sort of give her a leg up, get her brain warmed up. So yesterday we really didn't get past just trotting on this 20-meter circle here and then doing some counter canter. We never found the right lead canter yesterday. So today you will see that I do a lot more small circles to the right, and that's because I'm always checking in with her to make sure that I have the outside shoulder, that I have the steering, that she's following my aids. Versus to the left, she's much more sort of on autopilot, and so I don't feel the need to check in with her quite as much. But I actually think she goes really nicely to the right. I think she's steadier in the contact, she's more settled. I like her outline more to the right. She bends easier to the right, so it's funny. I bet that at some point in the not too distant future, she will learn to prefer the right also. Not that I don't want her to like going to the left. I think it's great that she wants to go to the left because that is actually her harder direction in terms of the quality of her work. But she will figure it out that going to the right is no different than going to the left. So we did find the right lead canter, but my mom wasn't videoing in that moment, so we didn't get the transition, but it was a perfectly fine transition. And then we started on our 20-meter circle to make sure that we had, all aids working properly, off the outside aids, turning, bending, all the things. She felt great. So then we took it around the whole ring, and as I'm going through this corner here, I'm just all about my outside aids, trying to get her to stay straight and keep flowing through that corner, because of course that's the corner that leads to the barn where the gate is. So she's going to have a moment. It's going to want to be really falling through my outside aids there. But she was super. She did some really nice canter work to the right. I was really happy with her. I tried to really sort of give, like right there, you'll see I do a give and a pat because I'm telling her, good job, you're doing the right thing. I thought this was really nice here. She was feeling, I cantered for a long time, really just because I thought it felt really good, and I was hoping that it was feeling good for her too. So just reinforcing all the positive things about going to the right. I was really happy with this. I like where her frame's at. She's right on the vertical. She's not behind it. She's actually really steady in the contact to the right. When we did our transition back to the trot, she had a great canter, and then in the transition, I just sort of lost the connection a little bit. She hollowed. So a couple of steps, couple of good half halts to get her back on the aids, and she came right back. We checked in with the 20-meter circle down here. She felt great. And I really like how there she's starting to sort of lower her frame. She's lowering her neck at the base of her neck. And then, of course, she bobbles here a little bit, and then I get it back. And God, when she has it, she makes such a pretty picture. And she's really a fun ride. I mean, when you have her on your aids and forward and connected, she really gives a great feel. And if you're an ambitious rider that likes a sporty horse with a good hind leg, she is really fun to ride. I thought this was lovely right here. I love her frame. I love how settled she looks in the connection. She sees something off in the distance, but she stays with me. I thought there I lost her outside shoulder just a little bit, but she hung with me. So very, very happy with her flat work today. Hugely, hugely improved from yesterday. So she flatted really well. So I thought we'd just check in with where we're at with our poles and little things. So I always walk them over something first. She popped right over her flower boxes and pile of poles. That was really good. I actually thought her canter work to the left was so much better when we were cantering as we were going over things. She was funny here. She went over the coop. She doesn't care about anything. She doesn't look at anything. So she's very underwhelmed by these little things in my ring. So she just took a trot step over the coop and then trotted a step or two away from it. And then she sort of auto corrected, like, oh, yes, I should be cantering. So she picked up a nice left lead canter. And then I just decided to see if we could just keep that flowing canter and canter over her poles, which I lost her shoulder there a little bit. And she had an untimely sneeze when we were like 2 steps out. But we managed to get there on a really nice soft distance, even though I'd sort of lost her outside shoulder. So then I thought, well, we better go back and do that one more time to make sure that it wasn't just luck the first time. And we did a much better turn, little bit longer distance than I would have preferred, but she was excellent. That was exactly the right answer from her. I was really happy with her. So we ended on that. And this is her at the mounting block. She's always great at the block, always good to get on.